Holla ballers and a bro fist to you all, for it is Wednesday during this week, which means of course it's reset day around the globe, and we are going to do a workshop. So when you guys go in to get your fat loots and do your fresh progress, all that kind of good shit in preparation for Wesker Garrosh, that you might play a little bit better, kill things a little bit quicker, and get your loots all that much faster. That's what we're aiming for today. Fortunately, I have been fucking crazy busy. I haven't even had time to shave. I apologize. I'm sorry. I know it actually genuinely pisses some of you off when I like wear a hat or haven't had a shave and stuff. I'm really sorry. It's just been one of those days where I was buried at my keyboard, smashing it to pieces, writing and creating things, which hopefully you will enjoy, so you can tolerate it from me for a little while, okay? We're going to be okay. Don't worry about it. It's web show weekend, which means please get your transmogs in. I love the YouTubers who go, that transmog sucks. God, mine's so much better. Jesus. And then they don't enter the transmogs. What does that say about you, eh? Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. Go ahead and do that, and we'll see what you're made of. Can you stand the test of Mr. Ghost? I don't know. I don't know. I do want to retract. I want to double this. It's in a video that's going out tonight. I want to retract my statement about Duke Nukem Forever. I feel it's important that I do this so you don't all instantly lose like any form of credibility and respect that you may have had for me regarding games. It turns out the beginning half's kind of okay. Then it goes really badly. Like a car crash. It's horrific. And I now hate that game. But I'm still going to finish it because I don't think I've got long left. But my god. Why? Forklifts? Really? Forklifts. Forklifts. Duke Nukem forklifts. Barrel collecting. Barrel collecting. That was your plan. That's what you came up with, was barrel collecting. You thought that would be a good idea. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm with you. I was with you. I defended you up until the forklift. I defended you up until the barrels. I'm not Donkey Kong. Not Donkey Kong. I'm not Donkey Kong. I don't want to collect barrels. It's not fun. It's not interesting. And when I get into your vehicle, and Duke Nukem himself says, this sucks, are you trying to be funny? Because that's not funny. If your character says that the section of the game that you're currently doing sucks, that isn't funny. It doesn't make it easier. It does suck. It's not hilarious. It's fail. It's fail. Anyway, onwards with today's workshop. We're going to spend a lot of time on one particular guy who is playing an elemental shaman. Seemed kind of fitting after we covered the elemental shaman and how much of a blast I had on that class. We're going to be looking at a new player who has only been playing for a couple of months but has found my YouTube channel very quickly. Thumbs up to you, my friend. And has got all the basics to mid-level stuff, but then screws up the implementation on so many levels that we need to sort this guy out. We need to help him. He's a baller in need. We need to sort him out because he could be the big money. He could be the money. He could be. He could be the franchise Shane Douglas. He could be the cash. He could be green. We're also going to take a very brief look, first of all, at a protection paladin. Now, before you get very excited, you prop pallies out there, it's going to be the briefest of briefest looks. There's a trend occurring right now, especially amongst my community, which is you're doing things that I'm recommending to you and then it's kind of not working and you kind of blame me. Well, you don't blame me really, but you think you're doing it right, you're doing it wrong, and it's really annoying me when I see it. It really is, because this prop paladin who sent in his video today is actually playing fine, but there's one aspect of this video that couldn't help but make me want to kill myself and go make a video again to reiterate how to do certain things. And it's an add-on thing. It's a silly add-on thing. So I'm going to jump into... I'm just going to jump straight into it so you guys can watch it. And kind of... Probably some of you will instantly spot what it is that I'm talking about. And it's so frustrating to me to see it that it actually drives me crazy. It really drives me crazy. It almost makes me... angry. I think it's the word I want to use. It actually makes me angry. So like, I can't have people doing this, because if you're doing it, then maybe other people are. And if other people are doing it, Oh, I don't want you to do it. I don't want you to do it. I really genuinely do not want you to do that. And it really makes me sad. Yeah, tell me when. Tell me when. Tell me when. Now, the problem is that he's not tracking... It's not that he's tracking all the spells, okay? It's not... That's not the problem. This is pretty much what I have on my prop paladin. Is the same thing. I track pretty much everything. Everything that I've got to bash. One of the issues I have with the prop paladin is you do need to kind of track these things. And that's okay, I guess. It's fine for me anyway. I play this way. I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with that as well. But he's tracking the wrong spells, correct. Tracking the wrong spells. And it's really driving me crazy because they're on your screen and they're frustrating as hell. And because they're not working, you can't help but stare at your bars in order to correct the issue. And I just want to point this out. It's like Sacred Shield. You're actually tracking the wrong goddamn spell. You're tracking the ability Sacred Shield, which has a much shorter cooldown than the actual life of the buff. Right? You're actually tracking the cooldown of the spell. So as you can see, Sacred Shield just stays up all the time. Although you would think that, hey, maybe I've not got Sacred Shield up. But in fact, you have. You have got it up, and it's really frustrating. The other one is fucking Shield of the Righteous. I don't know what you're tracking. I don't know what it is because it's not... Although it has the icon, it just stays there all the time. And I can only imagine you're either tracking it with one holy power? Is that possible? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. It can't be cast. It needs the three. It needs the three big ones. I don't know what you're tracking there. And it's really, really annoying me because it just sits there. It sits staring at you in the face. It's like, God, press me. And all the time, I'll have to reduce, if you can kind of look towards the bottom of the screen and wait till the bar disappears, you can see that what he's actually doing is having to spam the button all the time. I would pick the phase where he's not in melee range, so we'll go back to here. He's actually having to spam the button all the time. And if you can see at the bottom of the screen there, constantly spamming Shield of the fucking Righteous in order to fucking try and solve this problem. Just spamming the goddamn button all the time to try and correct this issue that we've created for ourselves. I do kind of also want to point out just a silly thing. Overall, your play was fine. I want to say that. You sent it in. It's usually something I would email reply to. Your play was actually pretty good. It's nothing major for me to workshop on it. I would say your prioritization of Consecrate is really low down your priority list. Consecrate is just ridiculous damage. It's crazy amounts of damage. Consecrate is just stupid. It's really daft for what it does. And it's just a little bit too far down your priority list. I don't really like that. And it's, you know, Consecrate is something like when you're running around like this, Consecrate is something you can just keep dropping and the boss is going to be in it while you're doing all the running around. That is the little thing I wanted to put on. Is just think about the fact that Consecrate can be put down like that and it's still ticking on the boss while you're running around. A little bit of extra priority on that would be fine. And also just be so aware that that Sacred Shield is the wrong one to be tracking. You want to track the one on yourself, not the spell. Don't be tracking that. That's no good. You want to track the buff it gives you. Therefore, you don't run into this issue where it's kind of... Look at this. So pussy. Why be such a bitch? You're a tank, man. Get in there. You can fucking handle that shit. Running away from Death Blossom. Tanks running away from Death Blossom? Not on my watch. Not on my watch. No. Tanks are bold, brave, heroic, and stand in Death Blossom like a fucking trooper. Alright? You're gonna see, if you're gonna get a Death Blossom, you watch as the other pussies run around. Don't be a girl, you're a tank. Act like it, right? Other than that, everything was fine. It was just really bothering me because if you're doing it, and imagine so many more people are doing it, and that really hurts me. So we're going to be looking. Our main focus of today is going to be our Elemental Shaman. Our element. Be the tank. Be the tank. Make people heal you. They want to heal you. They need to heal you. Make use of that skill. We're going to be looking at our Elemental Shaman. He started playing about 4 months ago, and he's already in a raiding guild. Ah! Who says my channel doesn't work? Am I right? And he's doing okay. He's doing okay. He originally started as a rogue, if I remember the notes correctly. Undead, probably. And then moved on to a shaman where he was resto and is now an elemental. So in the 4 months he's been playing, he's already had 3 essential rerolls. A lot of different changes, a lot of different aspects. So what he's done is he's got himself in a guild. He's now playing Elemental. And what he's got set up is actually fine. He's actually fine. He's got his tell me when set up pretty much correctly. Could do maybe a little shift in priority just to make it easier. But what we're suffering from is putting it all into practice, right? You come to my videos and you watch the guide and it's like, oh, I need to prioritize this spell. Oh, I need to do this. Oh, I need to do that. And then we're not doing just the silly, simple things. And in fact, when things go wrong, things we can't practice at a training dummy, oh, what do we do? What do we do now? Because this is all different. I practiced my rotation and stuff at a training dummy for hours. And then something happens and it's like, oh my god, I can't handle this. It's terrible. It's the worst thing in the universe. This is one of the reasons you can't really keybind at a training dummy. So many of you are like, I'm practicing keybinding, I'm looking at a training dummy, I'm doing my spells, I think I'm getting the hang of it. And then suddenly, there's mobs and shit, right? And you just like fall it all over and you just go back to clicking. So we're going to look at the UI first of all. You guys like to check the UI. It's actually mine, which is cool. He's downloaded my UI. It does work, guys. Those of you asked me to update my UI for 5.4. I haven't changed it. You just need to update the add-ons. Good. Okay. So, UI is pretty much mine. I'm going to go in. I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit. I don't want you to see that part just yet. But yeah, the UI is pretty sorted. You can see we've got our Flame Shock there, which is cool. It's letting him know that Flame Shock isn't on the target. We've also got our Lava Burst, our Elemental Blast, all that good stuff. This UI needs more Omen. You're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong. This UI needs Omens really badly. And we are keybinded. Excellent from a new player. So good to see where you're at. You're actually doing magnifique. You're doing really, really well. Okay, you're a brand new player to the game, pretty much. 4 months ain't a long time in World of Warcraft, especially to be up to big raiding and TOT. But you're doing fine. We're keybinded. We've got our Tell Me When, our add-on set up. We're using the best UI in World of Warcraft. Thumbs up to that. And in general, we're alright. A little minor thing is you've got like the normal raid frames up. You don't need that. If you're using my UI, you don't need those normal raid frames. You can cut that shit out. It's wasted space on the screen. So where do our problems lie? And there are many. Should we look at the poll? You ready to cry? You ready to cry? You're going to cry. You're going to get upset. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am really sorry. But we're gonna be upset. We're gonna be upset. You ready? Here we go. Here we go. Ready? We're gonna pre-pot because we're a boss. There's the pre-pot. And we're off. And we're running. And we're positioning. And we've turned our back to the boss. And now we're back on target. Now we're popping Ascendance. Now comes the Ascendance. Now we're in good swag. Now we're doing it. Oh, man. Now some of you may not notice how many things happened there. There was a lot. There was a lot of things that went horribly, horribly wrong during that pull. As you'll know, if you've ever seen the workshop before or you've ever dealt with anything like this, your pull is everything. It is. It's absolutely everything. It's the be-all and end-all of your DPS. I'm not going to dwell on it because I have done in the past, but everything about the overall DPS of your fight comes down to your pull. Now, there's a few things here that I want to point out. One, I kind of get the impression you were told to move to here. That's fine, because you are a shaman. You are an elemental shaman, which means moving for you is about as fun as it gets, because you can shit all over everybody. You can shit all over everybody without it being a problem, because you can move all around this map using Spirit Walker's Grace and our Lightning Bolt to get wherever you need to be. So, let's get back to here. Let's go back to the pull. Now again, first things first, we didn't precast. Kind of shitty, but I didn't see, this guy goofed you up, man. You want, what's his name? Atomixic? You need a slap, my friend. Because if you're doing event countdown, you're doing it wrong. Where's my countdown? First things first, where is my countdown? You fucked up, Atomixic. You fucking goofed it. Because I actually suspect that this man right here fucked up our pull. And I don't appreciate it. Or perhaps it was the bear. I don't know who the big bear is, but one of these two ain't doing it right. Ain't doing it right. We don't like it. Don't like it. If I'm in a raid and it's not LFR, even LFR uses countdowns now, don't they? LFR uses countdowns. They do. The tanks are using countdowns in LFR. If you're in a raid and you're in a guild and your tank's not using an in-game countdown, fuck Ventrilo, fuck Mumble, fuck TeamSpeak. I want an in-game countdown with a timer bar, because that's how I can bless my life with goodness. That's where my creamy comes from, right? I'm looking for my creamy. It comes from an in-game countdown. I want it. So, first things first. We pre-potted. So you must have had some sort of vent thing. And instantly we can see our opener isn't Flame Shock. So we've got an Elemental Blast opener. Now, some shamans are going to disagree with me on this, but after playing it quite a lot over the last few days, I would like to see my pull something like Elemental Blast as the pull starting, followed by a Flame Shock, just to get my things procced. Maybe the Fire Elemental then, but kind of want to pop Ascendance as soon as humanly possible. That's because there's a number of things happening. First of all, your potion's got 22 seconds of life on it. 22 seconds of goodness. All your trinkets are procced, but we don't use any of this power that we have. There's another trinket proc. There's another one. We've got another gem proc. We've got all these procs, still not using our big motherfucking kick you in the face cooldowns, okay? We have Optimus Prime on standby and we're not using it. We're just kind of letting things ride. Letting things ride. Then this happens. The movement. We start running. Oh no. And we've got Lava Burst sitting there. We have one job, my friend. One job as an Elemental Shaman, and that is to ensure that our Lava Burst is used all the fucking time. That's it. Everything else will fall into place. Everything else will be fine. We have one job. Lava Burst should be on cooldown. That's it. So if that Lava Burst is looking at you with its evil, beady little eye, and you're not pressing it, you're doing something wrong. Okay? You're doing something wrong. We want to be using it. We want to be using it. So we start our movement, and there we come into the big issue, which baffles my fucking brain. Did anybody spot it? Anybody? You're going to see it now easily. You, my friend, are in a weird place, I think. I think you are a key-binded player who's keyboard turning. I don't know how you've done that. I don't know, but it's pretty clear that you are key-binded spells, but you're a keyboard turner. And that almost signifies that you don't use a mouse. Like you're playing like this. Like you're playing original Doom. Like you're playing original Quake. Something along those lines. It could be a Naga, maybe. Not going to make that assumption. But to be keyboard turning and using key bindings, that's upside down. That's upside down. A laptop can have a mouse. As far as I'm aware, it is possible. Don't quote me on this. To have a mouse while on a laptop, possibly. But it's. This is leading you to a big problem because of this, which we cannot have. You lightning bolt there, and then that happens. This never happens. We do not look at the boss. This cannot be. This isn't allowed. Okay, it's not allowed. We need to not do this. We really cannot do this. This is not allowed. It's against the rules. We do not face away from the boss, because that's bad news, because all this is doing is not cool. Okay, not cool. We don't like that. So we get into position, which is fine, and then we pop our Ascendance. Now I just want to reiterate the point here. You can see the accelerations come from your trinket. I think that's the Elegant one. You've also got your potion has how long left? You've got 5 seconds left on potion. 5 seconds left on potion. You've also let your trinket run off. Now we're going to pop Ascendance. So we've lost the benefit of all that good shit. You see? Potion about to wear off. 2, 1. Now, there goes our big potion. Can only use it twice in a fight. Lost our big potion. Lost our trinket. And only got Breath of the Hydra pretty much in our proc trinket. That's it. It's no good. It's no good. We can't afford that to happen. We can't afford to just wait. Because that cooldown's just half wasted. And we can't do that. We have got Spirit Walker's Grace, but you popped it a little bit too late, that Spirit Walker's Grace. A little touch too late. It was over here where we should have popped it earlier. If we know we've got to go from A to B, our raid leader says this is our position. And he's likely given you that position because you're an Ellie Shaman, right? And he knows you can do it. Pop Spirit Walkers here and strafe along here like an absolute gangster, tunneling this boss with Ascendance up, with all this good fucking shit, and power into this boss like an absolute lunatic. I would like to have seen a little bit more abuse of Chain Lightning at this point. I would really like to have seen some Chain Lightning going on here a little bit, a little touch, and maybe some spreading of some Flame Shocks around these bosses. Just getting those extra Lava Surge procs in, kind of a good sign when we're doing that. And there we go, we're getting some Chain Lightning there. But you see that Lava Burst just sitting there. My God, press it, man. Press it. Look at it. It wants you to. God, it wants you to. It's crying out for it. We then rug into the classic situations we can see here. Fire Ellie's about to wear off. We don't have a way of tracking Fire Ellie. Now, I don't track Fire Ellie, but I can keep a pretty good eye on it. But what we do, obviously, is it runs out. And we just sit there, we've got no fire totem. Now, you have set this up, which I like. I fucking love this. This is, hey, you do not have a Searing Totem down. You don't have a Searing Totem down. It's not there. And we do notice it reasonably quickly. We could probably just do with tracking Fire Elemental just to make sure we're not falling into that trap. Would really, really like to see that. Would love to see that going on. A little bit of fun. A little bit of spreading the shocks around earlier on. But now we start running into the big problem. And this is when this happens. This happens. And you've all been there. You've all been there. There's something going on around you. In fact, your situational and environmental awareness is fucking awesome. You know what's going on. And more importantly, you know what to do. What we don't know how to do is continue to do big fucking damage while we're dealing with these situations. We just can't. We seem to just go into this mental block like, oh, I need to deal with this now, which means I then stop doing this. And it's not the simple case of DPSing while moving, which we've talked about in other workshops. We're literally just not comfortable dealing with both situations at the same time. As soon as we have to do something else, the other thing just stops. We just stop doing DPS, we stop doing anything. And we can't afford to do that. So as you can see here, we've got to move over here in a second. Where is it? It's about 128. Wait for it. There, we just... It's that running over instead of a little bit of a strafe. We run in, we kind of stand around, and then we get back to casting. So just that movement from here to there just fucked us over completely. We just screwed it up. Absolutely mentalized it. We totally brain farted on the whole situation. We knew we had to move there. But in doing so, we just gave up what we were doing. We stopped casting. We've got an instant cast Lava Burst waiting to fucking go. We've got all these utilities. We're moving with instant cast. We've got an instant cast spell. We don't even have to cast anything. It's waiting. It's begging for us. But we stop. And we trundle on over like it's the happiest day in the world. Like the flowers will fall beneath our feet. We don't want that at all. We really can't afford to do that. And it's one of those moments that we don't want to let go. In fact, did you waste that Lava Burst? I didn't notice if you did. Did the Lava Burst actually disappear, the proc? It did! Oh my god! Oh! Oh! Oh, we wasted it. We had an instant cast Lava Burst that probably would have procced Mastery and tunneled the fucking boss like a jet drill. And we didn't use it. We didn't use it. Oh, so much lost damage. It is. So much lost damage. And you can see again, just when we have to move around, we just forget it. Wasted Lava Surge. No. 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 But we know what we're doing. You can notice the delay in the rest of the raid. You know your priority list. You are actually going to be awesome. But again, this moving. This is why I think it's keyboard turning. So many people are trying to say laptop. This doesn't strike me as a laptop when I see things like this. That full turn, that's a keyboard turn. That's never a mouse. That is never a fucking mouse. I cannot possibly believe that's a mouse. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to believe that. I really refuse to believe that. Nice movement out. Again, stop DPS again while we're moving. That's not a mouse. Yeah, I want to buy more chain lightning. A little bit more spreading. Again, the searing totem not down. You can see every time we need to do something, we just stop what we're doing. Again, searing totem just not down. Come on. Come on, get it down. And there it is. There it is. But look at our priority switching. So good. Loads of people in the chat have been nowhere near as good at this as actually prioritizing their targets. Never in a million years. Never in a million years. We've got our ascendants back up right now. We've got our trinkets ready to go. Would have liked to have noticed, I'd like to track this. I believe this is the Meta Gem. This trinket here. Looks to me like the Meta Gem. Looks to me like the Meta Gem. It looks exactly like that. And I would really like to see using that. Because we actually, again, you see the trinket just wore off. Our trinket literally just wore off. And I think we pop Ascendance any second now. Or we notice that Ascendance is ready. We're delaying it, delaying it. I would like to see, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. Let me see. I know you pop it in a second. I know you pop it in a second. I'm pretty sure you didn't wait for a trinket proc. Although that would have been awesome. That would have been awesome. But I don't think you did. Oh, he's delaying it so long! Use your Ascendance! There it is! There it is. No, we didn't wait for a trinket proc. I don't think we did. But we had Ascendance under the effect of trinkets! God! And we didn't use it! We had this fucking... We had a minigun... And we traded it for a pistol. Why? Why did you do that? It's on your screen. It's everything you need is right there. And that's why it's frustrating. Because you're doing so well. So well. I'm not popping out Kazra Jin. Fuck you. Even if it's under the effects of cool swag as a range class. No problems. And then off we go. We're carrying on. Now... A little thing that popped up here, it's only minor, I don't want to be nitpicky about it, really, but I just want to bring it up, is that when Flame Shock wore off, we didn't notice, or we didn't predict that this was going to happen. And this kind of runs into the issue of, we don't know when things are happening. We don't know when things are happening, and that kind of sucks. We don't know when things are happening, and it's like, yeah, we don't know when things are happening. At all. That's what I want to say. It's like Flame Shock's about to run off, and we kind of know we're going to switch targets. We know we're going to do that, and we just don't refresh it so it runs off. It's these little things that are just leading to bad DPS, and I don't really like that. We switched over to the Flame Shock there, which meant our Flame Shock here was delayed. That kind of thing is just really letting me down. Really letting me down, that kind of stuff. It's just the little things, it's the tiniest little goddamn things all the time. So many little errors. We're going to see a couple more in a second. All these little things. We can't do two things at once yet. We can't do two things at once yet. And what that's doing is just suffering us every stage of the way. Every 10 to 15 seconds, we're having to cope with a situation which is just goofing us up. And it's just lowering and lowering and lowering and lowering our DPS. Lowering and lowering and lowering and lowering our DPS. Some people are arguing about Kazra Jin reflecting damage. Shamans have a lot of ways of counteracting that. Living on the edge is about being a good DPS and abusing certain things. That's all I want to say on that. There's always people who want to like defend certain aspects, like, oh, he's doing this because of that. Oh, it's a slow turn speed mouse, I believe I saw in the chat. Come on. There are ways around it that you have at your disposal in order to defeat that being a problem. And that's where your cutting edge DPS comes from. That's all I want to say on that. But all these tiny little aspects, forgetting our Flame Shot, forgetting this, forgetting that little thing, just delaying Searing Totem by a second, not just spreading around, not really abusing things. We're doing everything kind of correctly in terms of the fight. In terms of the fight, we're doing what we need to do. Our priority switching is always good. Priority switching for you is amazing. You're on the ball. You know what's going on. You're switching targets. You're making sure your priorities are there. You're the first person in your raid to switch to whatever needs to be done. You are really on the ball with how this fight works. I'm pretty sure I could ask you anything about this fight and you'll be fine. What you are doing is playing a little bit too safe and forgetting just the little bits about the class. Don't like that. Don't like that. We need to snip that in the bud. It's almost better to be a little bit shitter with our knowledge of the fight, but make sure what we're doing with our class is correct. That is almost where I'd like to say we are, is doing that kind of thing. So we can see again, as we move over, we're getting this. Look at this. This is so fucking rare. So rare to see someone actually do this and not just try and slip through it like it's fine. I'd imagine at least 9 out of 10 of you on this fucking fight would just take, looking at yourself with full health, I've got to get over there, I want to move as little as possible, wouldn't take the time to actually circumvent this and try and sneak across the sides. I know I probably would. I would risk that if the raid was in good shape. I think I'd just skip through there and I'd be really fine. I'm a mage, I just blink. What are you talking about? Moving? I'm a mage. I'm a mage. I don't want to mage. I know what I'm doing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I'll be absolutely fine. See, even there, you are terrified of dying to Khazra-Jin. You are absolutely terrified of dying to Khazra-Jin. And I can see that because you actually stop casting. Which kind of sucks, although because you've got various cooldowns there to actually negate the impact of what you're doing. I can see you actually physically stop casting, which sucks. Now, we get our debuff. Oh, this is... I'm not joking, guys, when I felt like I wanted to jump into the screen and give him a hug when this happened. I'm fucking serious. This thing is so sad. It made my heart bleed because I wanted to jump in and give him a hug. He gets the debuff, right? We get the debuff and we do the right fucking thing. He does the right thing. He moves to here, gets himself in the right position, and just look. And just stops. And looks upon the field of battle. And he stays there and he's I got the debuff. I got the debuff. It made me laugh. Oh man, I got the debuff. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna stand on my blue marker, and I'm gonna be really good. Don't shout at me. I've got my debuff. I'm just gonna stay here and not cast it. It's the consideration of where did I go wrong? How did this happen to me? Of all the fights in all the raids, I had to get the debuff. I had to get it. And now I need to go and stand on my and think about how this happened, because I don't deserve this. You just look so sad. You look so sad when you were sat there. Really did look so sad. It was upsetting. God, missing a flame shot. Come on, buddy. You got this shit. You got it. And then he's all for it. Then I'm fucking charging in like a gangster, making names for himself, making calls, making plays. I like it. So much going on. So much going on in a little fight. We have abilities to counter a lot of things. I would have expected... Oh, he did as well. I couldn't see it under the text. But you're the DPSer who heals himself. Now, let's be honest. How many of you did that? How many of you do that? If you're a hybrid, I've never seen a Moonkin cast Healing Touch. Ever. I have never seen a Moonkin cast it. Rejuve at best. Am I right, Moonkins? You're lucky if I fucking rejuve myself, right? You're lucky if I fucking rejuve myself. I'm serious. You're fucking lucky. Renewal! I've got renewal. Oh, look at all the heroes. I got Death Pact. I got Naked Down. Healing Stream, what the fuck, man? I don't fucking do it. Really? Oh, I just Devouring Plague. Love it. Hey, I'll drop a Devouring Plague. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Why waste DPS? Rejuve, right? I'm fucking right. Recuperate. Don't tell me you put Recuperate on as a rogue. I have never seen that unless the fight absolutely demanded that you had Recup on. I don't think I've seen any of the top level rogues. I must have played with, what, 50 top 10 rogues? I don't think I've ever seen them put Recup on themselves in a fight that didn't absolutely demand it. Absolutely demand it. No fucking way. No fucking way. Let's check some World of Logs. How many Recups did you see in that raid? None at all. But you did as well. You're doing everything right. You're playing safety. Playing safety. When did you start healing? There's the lightning bolt. You're starting to get a little bit scared. Oh, he risked the lightning. There's the healing surge. Spamming that healing surge like a boss. Right back up to full health, no less. Right back up to full health, healing surge himself. Now, it did keep you alive. Could you have done anything else? Did I see Astral Shift on your bars? I didn't. I did not see Astral Shift. I don't see it. I could be wrong, though. That Stormlash is sitting there like a jerk. Don't like that Stormlash. A lot of Shamans forget Stormlash. I don't understand why you guys... A lot of Shamans, obviously, mostly enhancement. I don't get why you guys ignore Stormlash. It's so powerful. Like, you don't track it or anything. It's one of the first things that I tracked. Bulwarked on. I wouldn't have done... Look at all the guys now retracting it. No, wait. When I say I will heal myself in a raid, what I actually mean is I will throw a heal. I'm not healing myself to full, motherfucker. It's a rejuve or a single heal. That's it. That's it. I don't get why you guys don't track Stormlash. It's really important. It's an amazing thing. It's so amazing. And I see this all the time. Is Shamans just forget, or they bind Stormlash with something random, or like Lightning Bolt or Lava Burst. They just bind Stormlash with it. So good. So good. So good. I love the way everybody retracted how much they heal. Oh, well, I don't heal all the time. There goes our Searing Totem again. I would like to see that switched. Because you're going to be a really good player, by the way. I might be being picky, and I know it's the focus of today's workshop, because you have a lot of potential to be amazing. And it's worth picking up on these little tiny things now to work on, because you're going to be really, really good. You'll be a top level player if you carry on like this. Just let the safety net go a little bit. If your healers are bad, tell them to pick up their game. Right? That's what I'm saying to you. If your healers are bad, it's up to them to pick up their game. Don't let yourself suffer, because ultimately that's not going to suck. That's not going to help you long term. It's not going to help you long term. Definitely don't heal yourself to full. That's just crazy talk. Straight into an Ascendance again. I don't have much problem with that Ascendance because you used it straight off the bat. You use it straight off the bat. I would have liked to maybe see something with tracking trinkets at this level of play. If you're going to... I know you're only normal mode-ish, but I would really like to see just a little idea of what your trinkets are doing, but it's no big deal at all. You are tracking your trinkets. I don't think you're paying attention to your own information is kind of a point I want to raise right now. I don't think you're paying much, if any, attention to the information that's right in front of you. And that's going to be a little bit of a downfall for you to overcome. You have this information in front of you, and it's my UI, and I tried to make it as simple as possible. So you've got your dot, you've got your buffs. That's most of the things that you actually need to get everything done, okay? Not really paying attention to it. In fact, I think you're probably 70% environment, 30% yourself. 70% environment, 30% yourself. Instead of probably switching that completely. 30% environment, 70% self is really kind of the sweet spot. You might think it'd be 50-50. That I should be like, I've got a solid, firm, half my time is spent looking at environment and half the time on myself. No, that's not really correct getting up to the top levels. It's really paying attention to what affects you and kind of generally being aware of what's going on around you, okay? That's kind of the split you want to reach. Is you don't want to be like aware of constantly of everything that's going on around you. That's a raid leader's job, not yours. What you want to be doing is, what affects me? What debuffs affect me? Have I got them? No. And kind of aware of what's going on around you. And the rest of your time is spent on yourself and making sure you're doing what's possible. I'm always thinking, how can I improve my DPS? I would like to see you spread a little bit more flame shock and stuff. A little bit more chain lightning. You could really abuse this fight. But you do so well. Look at that switch. That's fucking magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Just swapping that switch around. I really fucking liked it. Going back into there, tracking it, being aware of it. So you trinket proc just a few seconds after Ascendance. Paying a little bit of attention. I know a lot of you can't really track the internal cooldowns of your trinkets and stuff. That's fine. What you can get is a general feeling for it. You'll notice when it pops up on your screen that your trinkets are procs. And you'll get used to how often you see that. To the point where your gut instinct will be telling you, I'm pretty much due a decent proc soon, especially after you live with good end trinkets for a while. You'll definitely get that feeling that I'm due a trinket proc. I'm under the effects of no trinkets. I don't think I have been for a while. I'm just going to wait a few more seconds, especially if it's the last Ascendance you're going to cast, pretty much the last one. You can afford to play around with it, right? Again, it's about judging how much the boss has got left, that kind of stuff. Yes, there are very mods you can do that, but it's not ultimately necessary. It's something I've kind of dropped, is tracking internal cooldowns, just due to the nature of way raid cooldowns work in Mists of Pandaria. It kind of changed away from sort of Wrath of the Lich King Kata style towards a more relaxed style of play where it doesn't have an ultimate impact. And then we got back into it. So there's loads for you to work on there. It really is so much to work on. A lot of you might be falling into one or several of these traps, especially if you're a new player. Okay, you're a new player, you just joined, and you're pretty cool. You got your tell me when set up, got a decent UI that's serving you well. We're actually focusing on the things that I talk a lot about. Environment. A good player knows his environment, knows what he's doing. Loads of little mistakes add up very, very quickly, right? There's a reason places like PayPal and stuff make millions and millions, right? Just taking those few coppers, those few cents, those odd dollars off everything they do, it really, really fucking adds up fast, right? Really adds up. Richard Pryor, Superman 3. You'll know what I'm talking about. What we do is we just keep making these little errors. These little errors lead us down the line. Safety is another pain in the ass, okay? It's brought up a couple of times in this video. Safety aspects. Spam healing yourself to full. Buying yourself extra time. Stopping casting. If you feel like you're going to die, let's say you are DPSing Khazra and you feel like you're going to die, you don't stop DPS. You DPS something else for a second. There's always ways around what you're doing, but your job is to keep casting. All the fucking time. Casting, casting, casting. Firing spells out. You only need to keep Lava Burst on cooldown to achieve very high potential of your DPS. Very, very high. What you need to be doing is just casting, 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 casting. Big thing for you to work on straight away is just dealing with moving and casting. Not in the usual sense where people forget certain spells. Every time I do a moving while casting thing, it's sort of delaying, let's say, a hunter, delaying, say, kill command for a few seconds, or explosive shot for a few seconds, or a black arrow. These little minor things. You're actually coming to a complete dead stop. A complete overall dead stop when you're moving. It's like, okay, I've got to deal with this. Forget what I was doing then. Let me sort this out. Then I'll get back to what we're doing. Instead of, okay, I need to do this, and I kind of need to help over there. I'll do both at the same time. You're coming to a complete dead stop. Let's not do that. Something's wrong with your movement. Huge debate in the chat, as I'm sure you've seen. I believe you're a keyboard turner. I do. I still believe it. Although the debate will rear on forever. I'm sure the debate will rear on forever. Let's fix that. Or if it is a low mouse screen or laptop or whatever the reason is, let's speed that up. Because certainly don't turn you back to the boss. Don't turn you back to the boss. Speak to your raid leader about getting a countdown. That's going to help everybody. That's not just you. Speak to your raid leader. Get an in-game countdown. It is the most efficient way of organizing your pull. Think about your pull. Everybody, doesn't matter who you are, think about your pull. Do I need to move to a certain place? How can I get there without screwing my pull? Can I actually delay moving there while I finish my pull cycle and then move over there? Because your pull is a cycle that will go through and then it wears off. It doesn't last very long. Generally, as long as your potion lasts is your pull cycle or bloodlust. Do I need to move immediately? If so, what's the quickest way of getting there? Is there a better place for me to stand before the fight starts where I can get there faster? Lots of decisions and thinking are needed about the pull. You need to be in the right place at the right time. How can you get there without screwing over your DPS in the process? Because it's the most important part of the fight. Loads and loads of stuff to do there. That's going to bring us to the end of today's workshop. I'm going to warn you now because loads of people have been asking for it. I'm going to do a Brewmaster workshop next week, and it's going to be a biggie, okay? And it's going to be on Horadon. The reason I've delayed that is Horadon is currently the most difficult boss for the guys moving into normal mode and certainly thinking about flexi raiding. So it actually appeals to the biggest majority of the WoW player base right now is the normal raiders who are moving into raiding and dealing with things like Horadon, and especially the tanking chaos that comes from Horadon. So we'll do an extensive workshop on that. So I just want to pre-warn you that next Wednesday, so it's a week away, we'll be doing a Brewmaster, which is cool, everybody loves a Brewmaster, and we'll be doing Horadon. Okay, so it's kind of like the worst fight to tank, pretty much, and also looking at a really cool class to do it. So we'll be doing an extended workshop on that. If you want to submit to the workshop, all you need to do is upload a video to YouTube, record it with any free software like OBS, Open Broadcast Software, and then just email me the YouTube link with any notes you want to workshop@PreachGaming, and we'll have some fun, we'll have a look at it. I'll try and reply to absolutely everything. It might only be an email, might not be on the show, but I'll certainly do my help if you take the time to send it. Okay? I hope to see you tomorrow. We're going to be talking about all sorts. We're going to be talking about all sorts tomorrow, having fun. I have been tweeting a little bit. I know, me tweeting a little bit. as it was with yesterday, I have about 20 minutes before I need to go and do some stuff. So yesterday's Q&A that we did was actually really cool. I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to grab myself a drink. My monster is getting a bit warm, so I'm going to grab some water. And I'll come back and I'll do some Q&A with you guys again, because that was quite fun yesterday. It also serves as a nice way to fill that 15 minutes, I think. Alright guys, so I'll see you later. Bye.